As we enter into our services tonight, we enter in as well into the month of Elul, as I foreshadowed at the beginning of our service. The rabbis say that the month of Elul doesn't exist as, the word Elul doesn't exist as just a name, but that the four letters that make it up serve as an acronym. And they come up with all of these different acronyms for what each of these letters might stand for as a way of trying to figure out what is the quality of this time in the lead up to the high holidays. But probably the most famous of them is the phrase, Ani lidodi vidodi li. I am my beloved and my beloved is mine. Now, this might seem a little bit weird if we think about what the themes of the high holidays, right? The themes of the high holidays are about kingship and servitude, maybe about parent and child, as Rabbi Josh talked with the rabbis about earlier in our studies today. But this idea of a love story between the Jewish people and God is maybe not something that we quite expect in this season. And so I want to offer just one thought, which really goes to the core of what we're doing here tonight. The time of Elul and the high holidays can be a difficult time, and I think in some ways it should be. We do this process of cheshbon nefesh, this process of introspection, of reviewing our year, the things that maybe didn't go quite as well, and asking for forgiveness of ourselves, of others, and of God during this season. And if there's anyone in this room maybe that's more oriented normally towards that side, if you're a sort of an al-chet sort of person, that any little thing you beat yourself up over again and again, you know that it can actually be a deeply harmful and painful process. But what we need as a balance is this side of love. The side of love that we show towards ourselves, the side of generosity that we show towards others, and eventually that love that we hope that God will show towards us during the high holiday season. And so this weekend really begins that process of opening up our hearts to be able to do the work that we need to do. And you're talking to a rabbi who likes to sing, but I don't think there's any better way of opening and cracking open our hearts than raising up our voices together. So I want to invite you tonight to raise up your voices. As Rabbi Josh has said also at some point this trip, there are no wrong notes and there are no wrong words. So feel free to raise up your voices. Take what you need out of this time as we come deeper and deeper into Shabbat through our music and through our tefillot this evening. So I want to welcome up Rabbi Josh Warshawsky and Coleen Dieker and Allison Goldman as we get started with our prayer service, page 13. We begin together at the bottom of that page, Shabbat HaMalka, focusing on the chorus, the last two lines of that piyut, that liturgical poem, Boi HaMalka, Boi Kala, Shalom Alechem Malachei Shalom. Welcoming in those angels as the sun sets, as it gets more and more out of our eyes for those who are in the room, and we come deeper into that timelessness of Shabbat evening. Oh, and AE. Thank you to AE for playing drums.
Boi Malka, Boi Kala, Shalom Alechem, Malachei HaShalom. Boi Malka, Boi Kala, Shalom Alechem, Malachei HaShalom. Boi Malka, Boi Malka, Boi Kala, Shalom Alechem, Malachei Hashalom, Boi Amalka, Boi Kala, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hashalom. Acham Amerosh, Ha'ilanot Nistalka, Boi Netzei Nikrat Shabbat Amalka. Hinei yoredet הקדושה ברוחה ועמם מלאכים צבא שלום ומנוחה בואי המלכה בואי כלה שלום עליכם מלאכי השלום בואי המלכה בואי כלה Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hashalom. Shalom, Shalom, Malachei Hashalom. Shalom, Malachei Elyon. Malachei Hashalom. Shalom. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hashalom. Boi Amalka, Boi Kala. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hashalom. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom, Rabbi.
It's really great to be back here with all of you. I know we're in a different space than we were when I was here last year, but not only are we in a different physical space, but I feel like we're in a different spiritual space and we're in a different physical presence. We had just a few people who were in the room with us last time. I can recognize a whole bunch of faces that are familiar, but it's nice to be back here and have the room feel really full. It was a very different time, and I'm really happy to be able to get to return with dear friends to be able to sing and bring in Shabbat together and kick off what Rabbi Sam was talking about with this Elul season, kicking it off with a season of love and trying to find a way to bring a little bit of love into this period that feels filled with anticipation.
Seasons of love.
It's like one of those like wedding tissues where you like pick out a word and you just like sing out all of that. I love it. So we're going to start with these words that are on page 14, and these words are words of love. It's this deep love poetry that starts the beginning of our Kabbalat Shabbat service. And usually on a Friday afternoon when I'm walking into the sanctuary, these are not necessarily the words that I'm ready to say. And right now we're in the very beginning of this holiday season. We're in the very beginning of welcoming in Shabbat. So we're going to start just with a nigun, a wordless melody. And some of the melodies we're going to sing tonight might be unfamiliar. They might be new. And just like Rabbi Sam said, any note that you sing is the right note, but hopefully you'll find a way to just open yourselves up and sing out whenever you feel ready with the words of this Siddur, the words that are all about lifting each other up, coming out and gathering together. All these words written in the plural. Once you get into this section of Kabbalat Shabbat, it's all about coming together, coming into a new space, and bringing in Shabbat. So we're going to start on page 14, but the words first are just the words of a nigun, so it's just the words in your heart. Any syllable you want, yainai or lala or oi or whatever you're feeling. That's what we're going to try it out. Ready? Ay, 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 רצונה, אל רצונה, או ירוץ עליו כמו היה ישלח חבר אל מול הדרך, אל מול הדרך, או ירב לו ידידותה מנופץ וברכותיו. We'll turn together to page 15 as we begin singing out Lechu Neranana. Let's go out. Let's celebrate together. This is the part that's in the plural. We need your help, especially with this one word. It's called Nariya. So when I shout out the word Nariya, you'll repeat it back to me. Nariya. That's right. Hopefully you'll sing the rest of it too, but at least for that one word, Nariya. Let's exalt. Let's shout out. Let's celebrate. Let's bring the energy today.
Yishenu nekadma fana betoda Nariya Nariya Litzur Yishenu nekadma fana betoda Bizmirod Nariya lo Lechu Neranana Lechu Neranana La Betoda Nariya Letzor Yishenu Nekadma Fana Betoda Bizmirod Nariya Lo Lechu Neranena Lado Lechu Neranena Lechu Neranena Letzor Yishenu nekadma fanav betoda Nariya Letzor Yishenu nekadma fanav betoda Bizmirod Nariya lo Bizmirod Nariya lo Bizmirod Nariya lo Pick up at the box on the bottom of page 15. Arba'im Shana Hakut Bedor Va'omar Am To'e Levavim V'hem Lo Yadu Derachai Asher Nishbati Be'api Im Yevon El Menuchati 16 Shiru L'Adonai Shir Chadad Shiru L'Adonai Ko'an Shiru L'Adonai Baruch Shemo Basru Miyom Yom Yeshuato Sapru L'Goyim Kevodo Bechol Amim Nichotam Ki Gadol Adonai Ume'olam Me'or השמיים ותגל הארץ ירמיה ומלון יעלו שדי בכל אשר בו אז ירננו כל השיער לפני אדוני קיבה לשפוט הארץ ישפוט דבר וצדק ועמים במישור ינאי Continue at the top of page 17. Adonai malach tagel haaretz yismechu im Rabbi v'narvel sevivav Shama v'tismach Tzion ותגלנה בנות יהודה למען משפטך אדוני כי אתה אדוני עליון על כל הארץ להיות נעלית על כל אלוהים אוהבי אדוני סינורה שומר נפשות חסידיו מיד רשעים יצילם ורזרו על הצדיק ולאיש לב שמחה שמחו צדיקים באדוני והודו לזכר קודשו מזמור שיר לאדוני שיר חדש
שיר לאדוני שיר חדש page 18 הודיע לאדוני שיר זמרו לאדוני בכינור וכל זמרה בחצוצרות וכל שופר הריעו לפני המלך אדוני זמרו לאדוני בכינור וכל זמרה בחצוצרות וכל שופר הריעו לפני המלך אדוני עירם הים ומלואו תבל ויושבך והרודים חרוכה יחד עמים ירננו
Oh, there you go. Oh, you can do
Page 19, Adonai Malach, Yezru Amin. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu, Vishtachavu lehar kodsho, Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu.
You rise, page 20.
Mizmor leDavid, Havul Adonai v'nelim, Havul Adonai, Kavod Laos, Havul Adonai, Kevod Shemo, Yiftachavu Adonai ve'adrat kodesh, Kol Adonai alamayim, el hakavod eirim, Adonai alamayim rabim, Kol Adonai ba'koach, Kol Adonai Shaber Adonai et oizei Alvanon vayakidem kemo egel Lebanon Vesirion kemo vereini ay Kol Adonai rotzir lavoteich Kol Adonai yachil midbar Yachil Adonai midbar kadesh Kol Adonai echol el hayalot Vayefeso ye'arot Uveichalot Kulo merkavo Adonai elav mavu yashav Vayetzev Adonai melech leolam Adonai oz le'amo yitzeh Adonai yevarech et amo b'shalom
We're seated. I want to invite us, as we are about to step into Shabbat, to take a breath. Just a simple breath. I don't know about you, but there's an energy in the room created by our beautiful voices rising up together. We work so hard to create that energy. So why should we just let it go? With these breaths, we can take it back into us. With each breath, deepening more and more into Shabbat, into joy, into peace, into wholeness, and into love. Page 21.
Diddy lecha dodi, diddy likrat kala, diddy pene shabbat kabbalah. Diddy lecha dodi, diddy likrat kala, diddy pene shabbat kabbalah. Hey lecha dodi, lecha dodi likrat kala, pene Shamor v'zachor b'diburecha Ishmi'anu el ha'meyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad L'shem letiferet v'litila Lecha dodi Lecha dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat Penei Shabbat nekabela Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha Ki mekor averacha Erosh mikedem nesucha Sof ma'aseh v'machshavat chila Lecha dodi Lecha dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat Penei Shabbat nekabela Nikdash melech ir melucha Kumitzei mitoch afecha Ra'ala shevet ve'yemek abacha Hu yachamol alayim memla Lecha dodi Lecha dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat Penei Shabbat nekabela Ki na'ari me'afar kumi Livshi bigdei tikkat lechamim Al yad ben yishai be'talachni Por va'el nafshi ge'ala Lecha dodi Lecha dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat Penei Shabbat nekabela Itoreri Ki va'orek u'mi'ori Uri shir daperi Yevod Adonai alayim nigla Lecha dodi Lecha dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat Penei Shabbat nekabela Diddy Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala B'nei Shabbat Kabbalat Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala B'nei Shabbat Kabbalat Lo tevoshir velo tikalmir Mativ shtochachi umatemi Bach yechesu aniyei amir Venivneta ir hazila Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala B'nei Shabbat Kabbalat Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala B'nei Shabbat Kabbalat V'hayu lim shisa shosayir V'rachaku pomer v'layir Yasis alayir Elohayir Kimsos chatat al kala Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala B'nei Shabbat Kabbalat Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala B'nei Shabbat Kabbalat Yamin u'smol tifrotzir V'et Adonai taritzir Al yadish ben parsir Ben ismecha ben agila Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala B'nei Shabbat Kabbalat Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala B'nei Shabbat Kabbalat Boi v'shalom Ater Elah Gam b'simcha ובצולה תוך אמונה עם סגולה בואי חלה בואי חלה לך דודי לקראת קלה בני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת קלה בני שבת נקבלה Be seated. As we move deeper in to our davening, our prayers this evening,
We invite in those members of our community who have lost loved ones this week. I don't know if Rena is online tonight, but she is online. Rena this week lost her sister, Adrienne Cohen. And so I believe she's actually at the breast cancer walk this weekend, which she's raised money for many years amidst our congregation. But we pray that for you, as you've given strength to so many, that this community is here and your family is here to support you during this time. So we recite together the words at the bottom of page 22 on the left-hand side of the page. Hamakom yenechem etchem betoch sha'ar avlei Tzion v'Yerushalayim. May the Holy Blessed One comfort you and all your family among the mourners of Zion in Jerusalem. Amen.
Amen. Continue page
23. Thank you, Rabbi Blustin.
Mizmor shir leyom HaShabbat.
Mizmor shir leyom HaShabbat le'odar Adonai u'zamer shimcha v'yom negimu v'zecha
Magadu masecha Adonai Tzadik atama yifrach ke'erez balvanon yizkeh shetu Turn to page 24. Adonai malach kevulabe.
5 lines from the top of the page.
I'm going to pick up with these words right in the middle of this last psalm of Kabbalat Shabbat. Nasu neharot Adonai, nasu neharot kolam. Louder than the rushing waters, mikolot mayim rabim, louder than the rushing waters is the voice of God, if you can hear it. And I think oftentimes, especially nowadays, we're surrounded by a lot of noise. There's just a lot of noise all over the place. And it's hard to figure out where a single melody, where a single voice, where a single phrase is coming from. And what these words at the end of Kabbalat Shabbat are saying is that at the end of the week, what we need is to just sort of tune our frequency to that one voice of rest. It's most of the time drowned out by the voices that are saying, work, 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 work. And on Shabbat, this is what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to tune out all those thunderous, watery calls of work and allow ourselves to just hear that one voice, that one frequency that's saying, Shabbat is here. Let's be in community. Let's be with God. Let's just be restful. So nobody really has those kind of dials in their cars anymore. But if you can imagine you have that dial in your brain, just allow yourself to, in the midst of this nigun, in the midst of these words that are going to be lifted up, finding a way to find the frequency of calm, the frequency of rest, the frequency of balance. Ay, 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 na, 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 ay, 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 ay. Ay, ייצאו נהרות אוקיין מקולות מים רבים אדירים משרי ים מקולות מים רבים אדיר במרום אדוני יננה
We invite all those who are mourning or observing yard sites to rise in body or in spirit as we offer the mourner's Kaddish in memory of those loved ones in the middle of page 24. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba Yelmad yivrak yirutei v'yamlich malchutei V'chayachon v'yomechon ufei techol beit Yisrael V'agalav b'zman karim Amen Yehi shmei Rabba Yibarach v'yishtabach v'yitbarach Yitadar v'yitzalel Shemei Kucha Me'ela Kol Birchata V'Shirata Tushbechata V'Nechumata Tabiran V'Alma V'Yimru Amen Yehei Shlama Rabba V'Shmaya V'Chaim Aleinu V'Al Kol Yisrael V'Yimru Amen
Shalom B'Rama
Shalom B'Rama Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu V'Al Kol Yisrael V'Yimru Amen. We rise, joining those who are in mourning, as we move into our Ma'ariv service. All of that was just preparation. It was great preparation, but it was just preparation for the moments where we stand in the presence of God, the God in front of us, around us, and inside of us. Page 28.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Be seated as we continue the bottom of 28. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher ma'otei Hashem.
Ma'avir yom u'mei v'layla Mavdil ben yom u'vein layla Adonai tzvaot shemo Elachai v'kayam Tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed Baruch atah Adonai Hamari v'aravi Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael
נשיח בחוקך ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד.
Ahavatcha tasir mimenu leolamim. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך וביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך ויהי שמוע זמן תזכרו אדוני אלוהיכם אמת אמת ואמונה.
Page 32.
ומלכותו ורצון קיבלו עליהם משה ובני ישראל לחנו שירה בשמחה רבה ואמרו כולם מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נהדר בקודש תורת תהילות אוסף אבן מלכותך ראו בניך וחיי הים לפני משה זה אלינו ויאמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ניי 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 ונאמר כי פרנה את יעקב גלם יד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום לשלום והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך amen. Shelter us beneath thy wings, O Adonai.
Guard us from all harmful
Guard us from all harmful things. Oh, Adonai,
keep us safe throughout the night.
keep us safe throughout the
Till we wake to morning
night.
light.
Till we wake to morning light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Oh, Adonai. Amen. 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 Amen.
Ushmor tzeitenu v'einu l'chaim ha'shalom eta v'yad olam ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha baruch ata Adonai haporez sukat shalom aleinu v'kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim.
Amen. We rise, page 34 for Vishamru.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ועמד יברח ירצה והמליך מלכותי, וחייכונו יום אחד וחיי דכל בית ישראל. בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם לעולמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי לקודשה בריחו לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן ועלמה ואמרו אמן.
Take a few moments of private meditation as we offer the silent Amidah, page 35b through 38. We're taking a few moments to enter into that peace of Shabbat.
Yiseh shalom b'roma, Hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru Amen. Yananai, yananai, Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru Amen. Amen. Shalom b'roma, Hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru Amen. Ve'imru Yosef shalom, Yosef shalom b'roma, Hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru Amen. Ve'imru Amen. Ve'imru Amen. Ve'imru Amen. Ve'imru
That's some shalom right there. Some peace, definitely, if there ever was one. Page 47, we continue with the partial repetition of the Amidah. ויחולו השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם, ויחל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישבות ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה. ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי, ויקדש אותו, כי בו שווה מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי זרע, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון. קונה שמיים וארץ, מגן אבות בדברו, מחיי מתים במאמרו, האל הקדוש שאין כמוהו. המניח לעמו ביום שבת קודשו, כי בם רצה להניח להם. לפניו נעבוד ביראה ופחד, ונודה לשמו בכל יום תמיד, מעון הברכות. אלא עוד אדון השלום, מקדש השבת ומברך שביעי, ומניח בקדושה לעמד ושני עונג. זכר למעשה בראשית, אלוהינו אלוהי אבותינו, רצה במנוחתנו, קדשנו במצוותיך, ותן חלקנו בתורתך, סבנו מטובך, ושמחנו בישועתך, ותעל ליבנו לעובדך באמת, והנחילנו אדוני אלוהינו באהבה וברצון שבת קודשך, וינוחו בישראל מקדשי שמך. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. יגדל יקדש שמי רבה, מעמד יברק ירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וברכון ובחיי דכו בית ישראל, בגלה ובזמן קריב ימרו, אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך, לעלם ומעמיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח ויפר ויתשמע ויתנשא ויתדע ויתעלה ויתעלה שמי לקודשה, בריחו לאלה בין כל ברכתה ושירתה, תשבחתה ונחמתה, דמירנה בעלמה וימרו, אמן. תגבל סולן ובאות הון לכל ישראל, קודם אבו הון נביא שמיה וימרו, אמן. יהי שלום הרבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל וימרו, אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל וימרו, amen. We continue page 51 with Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הרצון, ולא שמנו כמשפחות אדמה, שלא שמה חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. שבנות השמיים והארץ משל השמיים, כך כתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
You may be seated. As we mentioned earlier, we mourn the passing this week of Adrienne Cohen, the sister of Rena Wolf. Rena, we pray that this community, your family, and maybe even walking this weekend be a source of comfort and strength for you during this time. On this 30th of Av, we remember Joel Frankel, the brother of Audrey Landy, Fanny Schwartz Herman, the grandmother of Helene Lasky, Rose Helfand Herskovic, the mother of Theodore Hirsch, and Louis Teplis, the father of Paul Teplis. And we remember those who we mourn morning and evening as part of our daily minyan, remembering Walter Hirschberg, Eleanor Sims, Ralph Sachs, Kathy Baumgartner, Shear, Arnold Landy, Rick Goldstein, Doris Coplin, Susan Pollack, Mary Goldstein, Leon Goldstein, Steve Sandusky, Malcolm Minsk, Don Gilner, Rosalind Davidson, Sandra Adair, Marvin Silverman, Laura Shavinsky, Jacob Doloboff, Jerry Kotler, Harriet Oxman, Leslie Parker, Dick Eisenberg, David Carl Yarm, Bobby Lax, Rita Tuvland, David Siegel, Marshalyn Moatar, Susan Levine Open, and Sharon Hamburger. Are there any others that we're remembering tonight, Mindy? Stephanie Meyer. Maya. Thank you. Svidov. Thank you. For all those that we remember tonight, we lift up our voices in the recitation of the Mourner's Kaddish, inviting those who are in mourning to rise in body or in spirit. Page 52. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba. Melma divra kirutei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayachon v'yomechon u'chayei lefol Beit Yisrael. Hagala v'zman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehi shmei Rabba. Yibarach v'yishtabach v'yishtamam v'yishtaseh. V'yitadar v'yisalev v'yisalav. Ela Mincha B'Shirata Tushbechata B'Nechmata Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba Shemaya V'chaim Aleinu V'Yisrael V'Imru. Amen. Shalom Riyaseh Shalom Aleinu V'Al Yisrael V'Imru. Amen. May be seated. We'll end our services in a moment, but first, Rabbi Rosenthal would like to say a few words.
That was awesome. Welcome, everybody. It's really incredible to see you all. There's so many people to thank, and I know Rabbi Blustin will go through some people. Coleen and Rabbi Josh, I want to thank both of you for coming. It's really amazing. Allison and Rabbi Blustin, thank you for your voices. Allison, I didn't know you were going to be up here, but this is really very special. If you haven't been able to meet Allison yet, Allison owns Rabbi Blustin's heart. So get to know her well, because she holds on to something sacred. So we're very excited for Allison and Rabbi Sam for what they're bringing. My son, Avram Eli, he was 2 when I got here. My gosh. Just amazing. And thank you, Rabbi Josh, for asking me. I had this amazing honor. You asked me this afternoon, would Avram Eli play tonight? So I got to text my son and tell him that, well, Rabbi Josh wants him to play tonight. And the response I got from him, like, cool, I could do that. So it was, my son's a pro. I want to thank Damon very much for being here and doing all that you do. In addition to thanking the Eckstein family through the Marilyn Ginsberg Eckstein Cultural Arts Fund, which makes so much of the music in our congregation happen, I want to thank the Levines, Doctors Nancy and Marshall Levine. Last year they came we were in the midst of COVID and things were really heating up, and we had Rabbi Josh here. And it was really, we just beamed it out because there really was very few people here. But Nancy was here. And Nancy saw this and she said, this is the gift I want to give this community. And so Nancy and Marshall, thank you both so much for giving us this incredible gift. So thank you. This is really special. The whole weekend's going to be amazing. We have so much staff to thank. To Jody, our in-house caterer, for the work she did. Our maintenance crew, led by Mr. Chris Carr, who did so much to get ready for the dinner and everything that's going on here. To Miriam Habif Gelfond and to Jackie Nix. and Sharon Gretz for not only helping to organize all this,
Diane
but all the
came over.
kids
The
next
sheriff-
door, they're over there keeping an eye
Sheriff
out.
was a friend of
That
theirs
we have
from church.
the service
Oh.
going on in there. For anybody
He
who's
said
got
that,
kids, and this is important, so please
They're
listen.
starting
If
to
you
come
have kids
through
next
here.
door,
There's two of them.
we have a dessert reception
I
right
just
after.
saw-
So after we're
During
done
the
with the
day.
service,
I was
we
read
invite
yet
you all
just
to
a
go.
read.
But you can't leave your kids in there. So if you don't pick up your kids right away, the staff is instructed to give them chocolate-covered espresso beans and a puppy. So I hope that doesn't happen. You better get there quickly and get them. So please get your child and then children and make it out for a dessert. It's going to be really special. I had the honor of officiating at a Sheva Bracha tonight. A couple got married yesterday, and tonight they had this special Sheva Bracha before Shabbat, which is why I'm just kind of rolling in here late. And there was something very special about being in that moment and then walking into this moment. Because at a wedding, you have 2 cups, but the couple cups drinks from the same cup each time. And you've all heard me talk about this room, particularly this room in our congregation, being like an oak cast, in which something really special is soaking into the walls. And we are tonight, that's something very special. Whatever it is, a liquid, a wine, whatever it might be, we are that. But it can't be shared only with ourselves. If you're drinking by yourselves, there's a problem. It's only when you give it to somebody else. So the question that I leave for you, the challenge I have for you all night is that what we've all marinated in tonight, what we've all been part of creating, you have to go out and give it to somebody else. If you drink it all yourself, then it's not right. So that's all I have to say. Shabbat Shalom. I'll pass it back to Rabbi Blustin.
Shabbat Shalom. I just want to briefly invite you all to join us throughout this weekend. Tonight was incredible, and it's only the beginning of this weekend. We'll sing a little bit at the dessert reception, so if you're here, feel free to stick around for some Shabbat Smirot. Tomorrow morning, Rabbi Josh and Coleen will help us to lead our Shabbat morning services as well. That'll be a cappella, but should be just as beautiful. Rabbi Warshawsky will give the sermon. Rather more of a discussion that he'll lead, which will be a nice change of pace for us. And then there'll be a special Rebbe's Tish after the service with some additional singing and study. And then tomorrow evening, Mincha and Mariv will be in person here as well as online, beginning at 7:45. We hope that you'll come early to help us make our minyan so we can read Torah. There'll be a little bit of a dessert reception after Mariv as we set up this room for what's going to be a really incredible concert tomorrow night to kick off our Elul season. We have a 9-piece band, 7-part harmony, and they're all congregants, and it's really incredible. So we hope that you'll join us tomorrow night as well. All of the services and the concert tomorrow night will be streamed, but the tishes and the oneg, you got to be here in person for. But I promise you, the singing in here is worth making the trek in if you're at home. So we will end our services together with Shalom Aleichem. Back on page 13 where we began, Kabbalat Shabbat, just as we welcomed in those angels as the sun was setting, now the sun has set, and we welcome in those blessings of Shabbat and of Shalom into our midst.
Shalom Aleichem, Malchei Sharei, Malachi Elyon, Melech Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malchei Sharei, Malachi Elyon, Melech Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ay, 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 Shalom Aleichem, Malchei Sharei, Malachi Elyon, Melech Malchim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bochem Shalom, Malchei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malchei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ay, 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 Bochem Shalom, Malchei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malchei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ay, ay, Baruch Hu, Shalom, Malchei Shalom, Malachei Malchei Elyon, Melech Malchei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom, Malchei
לשלום מלאכי עליונים מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ברכוני לשלום מלאכי שלום מלאכי עליונים מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ברכוני לשלום מלכי השלום מלאכי עליונים מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא צאתם לשלום מלכי שלום מלאכי עליונים מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא צאתם לשלום מלכי שלום מלאכי עליונים מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא צאתם לשלום מלכי שלום מלאכי עליונים מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא Shabbat Shalom!
Shabbat Shalom.